Blog Talk Radio.
I'm up. I am. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Poetic Inklings of Tomorrow. Yeah. This is a show brought to you by Poetic Slice of Life, which is a group located on allpoetry.com, the largest poetry website in the world. Thank you to Kevin and his crew for keeping this site running so we have some place to hang out. And this group is also owned by my lovely, beautiful wife, Kay, who's sitting right next to me, giggling.
Yeah. Hello.
And I am her henchman.
You like to say that?
I do. Steven, 76. Tonight on the Poetic Inklings, we're trying to keep this whole month holiday themed as Christmas is almost upon us. And it seems like the Harry Potter series, I almost said Harry Potty, the Harry Potter series, written by J.K. Rowling, seems to be synonymous with the holidays. So we decided to look for some quotes. Yeah, we decided to look for some quotes for everybody to write to, and we got some phenomenal writes from that. I'm going to read off the quotes to you here. The first quote is, "Numbing the pain for a while will make it worse when you finally feel it." The second is, "You think the dead we loved ever truly leave us?" The third, "Have you any idea how much tyrants fear the people they oppress?" The fourth, "It is the unknown we fear when we look upon death and darkness, nothing more." Number 5, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Sixth quote is, "Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living, and above all, those who live without love." The seventh is, "It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends." The eighth, "I am what I am, and I'm not ashamed." And finally, the ninth, "Let us step into the night and pursue that flighty temptress, adventure." Once again, these are the series of Harry Potter written by J.K. Rowling, so definitely giving her credit for this. And I also want to make sure everybody knows that all the poems that we are reading tonight that the author does not call in to read, we have been given permission in writing by the author to read their poems. And where are we going from there, hon?
Well, I figure since Bella's on the board with me right now, in case she nods off or has to go, I am going to drop her first because she is just listening tonight. She will not be able to call in.
Okie dokie.
I will I'll drop that down. I don't know what you read.
You let me read those?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can read like Bella.
You can try.
All right. This one's from my sister, me Bella, and it is called I Am But the Fallen One. I know sitting here will not make the bruise evidence to which will just be secreted. I stumbled, sister. Behind the shadows, neath the tormentum, we both know hiding will not make the wound stop from bleeding. It will continue to lacerate. Each drop burns, each trickle torrifies. You cannot wait to see how I will fall, how I will burn my wings till I've been broken. And you will hope I will clutch your arm to pull you close, to find comfort, to be safe. To keep safe? No. You want to see me kneel. You wish to see my head bend forward and be branded as the fallen, only to watch me fade along with the haze and obliterate, so you can snatch the breath I took from you. And home.
Before we get a comment, I want to get the color. I'm not sure if it's Sapphire Star. Area code 409.
Area code 409, is that Sapphire Star?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? How are you?
Good. It's getting cold out here.
Oh. Well, then you can join the club.
Yeah.
Yes, we still got about a foot of snow here.
Yeah.
You can keep it. I don't miss that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to ask you, did you hear the poem I just read for Bella?
Yes, sir.
Did you want to make a comment?
Well, I heard most of it. My cat tried to climb up on the computer, so I had to distract.
I understand.
Kind of like Harry Potter gets distracted.
Okay, that's all right. I'll make a comment here. So I read this just a few minutes ago before the show, and I said that first of all, wow factor that Bella brings is just amazing, and her imagery is always amazing. And she said she wrote the quote number 8, but I see a couple of quotes in this. Yeah, I am what I am, and you must stand up for yourself and your values. But I also saw more. I saw the one about keeping the pain buried, and you end up feeling it, worse when it finally hits. And I see that as well, keeping the pain buried. You'll feel it tenfold when it finally hits. I thought this was an excellent write, and I saw that won gold recently too. So congratulations on that, sister. What do you think, hon?
Yeah, I did see that too, but I definitely saw other things too, because the quote that she chose, "I am what I am, and I'm not ashamed of it." It's a good thing to have that kind of attitude, because I know in life, some people, they will see one how they want to see them, and that also means that they'll say what they want to about that person, view them a certain way, treat them a certain way, even if you don't give that kind of behavior back. So sometimes it's hard for a person to embrace what another person is, and be okay with it without being all terrible about what they see.
Yeah.
So technically, at the end of the day, despite it all, you have to have that mindset of being able to stand tall and not looking backwards so much, but just looking forward, or else you're going to stay stuck for too long. Because sometimes people will have that ability to try to take the breath from you and try to keep you down for as long as they can. And technically, if it happens, then they do win indirectly.
Yeah.
So you got to show them that they didn't win by standing forward and just keep moving.
Indeed. Just apologizing to Bella on the board for stumbling on her poem. let's see, I know that, just to say hello to some of the people out there on the board really quick. I see James is out there, Bella's out there, my brother Rick, and Blue is out there listening too. So hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. She said, no, you read it beautifully.
Yeah, so she's just being nice.
We all stumble. It happens. We even stumble on our own rights that we read. It happens.
Yeah. By the way, sister, I gave our son James your little holiday message, and it did make him blush. So.
Yeah. We saw him for dinner today.
Yep. All right. So did we want to drop sapphires in the room?
Yeah, I did grab that.
Okay.
And there you go.
All right. You can read when you're ready.
I did mine on prompts number 1 and number 7. Mine is called Numbing Neuropathy. With a genius to hide pains, stone cold crystals etched, frozen by acidic lashings, left cadaver-like, dreaming to forget, impaled, hostile vestibules clotted, arterial hardening, crux to live, ventricular neuropathy, anesthetized by bullying, frostbitten to numbing chaos, icicles dripping from swollen orbs, melting cement to sludge, tsunami of shide-bitten insight, braving acceptance of gifts of grace, as friendship's acumen and guidance shrouds unfurled within lasting ties. From silence breath, remember this, without darkness, a celestial gem can't glimmer upon placid journeys to shine, twinkling bright from the blues. The end.
Excellent. Yeah, I really like this one. I thought this was wonderful. Your imagery and your metaphors speak to me. And on the board, we've spoken about how we were bullied before in our youth, and so I kind of understand that. I really like the imagery towards the end, though. It made me think of cold verbal abuse, breaking one's will and self-confidence.
Well, if I remember right, Harry Potter was kind of bullied too, so
yeah,
to a certain degree.
Yep. Yeah, but I thought this was a wonderful rate.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you think, hon?
Well, yeah, I definitely can see how it speaks to society. I like how you talk about neuropathy, because that in itself, it's, a term of the body going numb. So I like how you incorporated that about the body itself, but also the mind of a genius going numb to protect. So sometimes in order to shield one from not feeling so much, a lot of us do go numb. But the problem is sometimes when that happens, all it takes is one little thing to crack the surface, and it just all comes rushing in, breaking down the dam within, and it's overwhelming when that happens. I know we've all had those moments before. It's kind of hard to always stay numb and not feel anything. So I definitely like the one, a few lines about without darkness, a celestial gem can't glimmer upon passage journeys to shine, twinkling bright from the pews. This definitely speaks very well to having a voice, because eventually we all need to find our voice. Without it, then we're just going to be stuck on the inside and technically be a doormat and be, easily used or hurt. Sometimes having a voice is a good thing, even if it's hard to do. So I thought this definitely was an excellent rate.
Yeah, I still find it hard at times to break away from the darkness.
Yeah.
I think we all could touch on that one.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes. definitely hard sometimes to speak up when you need to as well. I know you definitely touch on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just wanted to reopen this poem because there's one part that really, really spoke to me, and I want to read that one too.
Okay.
The icicles dripping from swollen orbs, melting cement into sludge. That's where I'm seeing the like a verbal abuse kind of breaking here.
Yeah.
Breaking you. And that's what I saw with those two lines. I'm not sure if that's where you're going, but that's where my mind took me. But it's really, really awesome, right?
Well, like with the icicles dripping from the swollen orbs, that's, like, the tears. And then,
Yeah.
and then the cement is, once hardened, then when you're softening from that hardcore numbness to you're no longer you're sludge.
Yeah.
So that's when that came in.
Really, really cool.
Yeah. Definitely an excellent write. Speaks to all of us because we've all had those moments. I know I've definitely been bullied in the past and been talked down to and eventually had to find my voice. It wasn't easy. It still has its moments of coming not so easy.
Yeah.
Well, like the bully I had, I actually have forgiven him, though he doesn't know it because he won't speak to me. But it cleared my conscience, but still those memories still live lucid in my mind, all those visions. So
Yeah.
even though I have forgiven my own brother, so
Well, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I have issues with my family. In order for me to move forward, I had to let go, which meant letting go of being in contact with them too, in order to give myself peace within. That was the only solution.
Yeah, I had to do something very similar myself.
Yeah. Sometimes walking away.
Hold on. Q-tip, leave the shoes alone. Attack of the shoes.
Yeah, I understand that too.
All right, are you going to hang out with us for a while, or do you got to go?
No, I'm free. Nick's in watching his ghost adventure shows, so
Okay.
on his computer. So I'm in watching them on my stuff. So I got stuff to do here. So I'm here listening and everything. So I'm available.
Okay. All right. We're going to
thank you for
Jasper. Oh, yeah. Thank you for calling. We appreciate it. We always like when new callers call in.
Oh, yeah, we do. And, of course, we're entering into the contest, too.
Yes.
And the contest that's passed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Should you want to tell Brandy yes?
Well, no, I'll let you do that while I grab Jasper in.
I would like to read it, too.
I know.
I comment better if I read along.
No, I know. Are you ready?
No, because I want to drop the phone number in for Brandy. She probably wants to call.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So let me just do that real quick.
Move quickly.
I'm working. I'm running. Just like you like to run, I'm running.
Yeah, I know. I multitask a lot during the shows. But I don't hear certain things because I'm multitasking.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Okay, this is by Jaskaran, and it is called
Not ready.
Why Did You Leave Me Alone? The quote that he wrote to was, "You think the dead we loved ever truly leave us?" And it goes as follows. Why did you go to heaven and leave me all alone? I was a shy guy, didn't know how to express my feelings. With your words of encouragement, I developed a confident tone. I was missing love in my life. You made me so special by making me your own. You taught me the true meaning of life and helped people in distress. By giving worldwide to this world, I spread happiness everywhere by seeds of love sown. You are a lovely and rare gem, sacrificed your dreams. With your magical hand, you cured my disease. Now where would I find your clone? We used to go for long walks, sit on the grass, and gaze at the dawn by the lake. And at night you would sing me a lullaby, and I would read a romantic poem, chatting for hours and laying all night awake. Our love was an unbreakable bond, built on trust and friendship. We faced the storm and the storm, and even it couldn't shake. Tears drip down my eyes when I think of the beautiful time spent with you. I have filled them, I have filed them, and some special ones are etched in my memory. You have created a special place in everyone's heart. Through love and care, you will always be remembered, for you lived a life of exemplary. End poem.
Did you want to comment, or would you like me to?
Oh, well, no, I thought this was an awesome right because, you and I, we both adhere to the same mentality because I do believe that when life ends in this world, that there still is more. So I do believe that when our loved ones are gone, they still are here in certain ways, and we hold them dear in our hearts with the memories that we hold dear. And we keep them alive in our own ways with them until we get to see them again. I thought this was the love and right that he wrote about a friend. That meant a lot to me.
I agree, and I thought this was wonderful. And I had said to him, as long as we keep those who have passed on in our memories and in our hearts, they never do leave us. They're always with us. And it just proves it. Just the other day when I wrote that poem about my dad, and I was giggling through the whole thing because I was thinking of a funny memory. So, my dad's still there in my heart. So, this is a beautiful write. Did you want to make a comment, Sapphire?
Yeah, it touches because, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but Nick and I had lost our moms exactly 2 weeks apart. And the thing is about him is he has actually seen his mom since her passing.
Mm.
She has actually appeared to him since her passing.
Yeah, I believe it.
And then when he almost died one of the times, and he had to be life-flighted to the hospital in ICU with the kidney failure. I got a worldwide prayer chain going with our former churches up in Iowa, friends all around the world. And he didn't know it because, of course, he was unconscious. And in the beginning, I wasn't allowed in the room until they got him situated. And I had, he said, everybody's praying for me. I go, what are you talking about? Yeah. He's like, the room is full of angels, and I hear them praying. He actually could see a room full of angels.
I could believe that. Your father, it's been 5 years since he passed away. I've seen your father in dreams. We definitely have seen him. Well, not.
He's manifested himself more to you than he has.
I know. I've seen him a lot in dreams.
Excuse me.
I also believe in signs, too, because I believe that cardinals and other signs, they mean something. And since your father's passed, and I've encountered at times when I was struggling a lot within, all of a sudden a cardinal would appear right before me, just so that way it would be that I could see it. And it gave me a sense of relief because I always felt it was your father checking in and saying it's okay.
Mm.
So I definitely believe our loved ones, they are there watching over us. And sometimes they like to peek in and just let you know they're there.
Yeah.
Let you know it's okay.
Yep.
And I love you.
Yeah.
And I believe that on the Cardinals, because even Cardinals in life was my mom's favorite. So, and it just happens to be that the that Cardinal is a messenger too. So.
Oh yes.
Yep.
They're a beautiful bird, and they definitely hold a lot of meaning for me.
Mm. Where are we going?
I will have you go next.
Oh.
Because you actually wrote.
I did. I did write to this. I wrote to the quote. Excuse me. I wrote to the quote. Let us step into the night and pursue that flighty temptress adventure. And it's kind of a riddle for anybody listening, if you can tell me what I wrote about. And I call it 90 seconds. From the top I sit, looking down. The precise distance is unknown. I hang in limbo, counting the seconds, wondering, when will I be let go? When will I taste the fear, the adrenaline? Eyes wide open, mouth awaiting the scream that has been birthed in my belly and is on its way up my esophagus. As it passes my vocal cords, it retrieves its identity and continues through the throat but stops. It sits at the back of my tongue and waits until release. A sudden burst of speed and my stomach drops to my shoes. The scream is free and mixed with laughter, exhilaration that only comes from surprise. Even though I knew this was coming, the ground approaches faster and faster, and then I loop back into the air in a giant somersault, no longer knowing which way is up and which way is down. It is over, and I disembark. End poem. And that was my 1,000th poem.
That's your 1,000th poem. Congratulations. Did you want to give everybody what it was about?
Oh, I want to see if people guess first.
Well, okay. Well, then I'll get a comment from Sapphire first. What do you think of Stephen's poem?
Sorry, I will have to read that again because I was answering to a text.
That's all right.
I understand. Okay, then.
Do you want to comment?
Yeah, well, yeah.
But you don't want to say, you can't say what it's about.
Okay. Well, did you say what quote you wrote to?
Yes, it is. It's at the bottom, too.
Okay, well, you and Randy both wrote to the same quote.
Yep.
And they both brought their own elements of adventure and fun. And you definitely brought that here because adventure, she can be a flighty temptress, but also adventure in itself can be quite a journey because it opens up the path to new doors. It can open up the door to excitement and, just liven up the day, liven up life itself with all the excitement that it brings. So I thought this was an awesome, right? And you should say what it's about.
I know, I was just talking about the metaphor that I used. Even though I say I don't get along with abstract metaphor, I went extreme here. Yes, I did. I wrote about being at the top of the first hill of a roller coaster.
There you go. That in itself is very exhilarating and scary. It's been years since I've been on one. When you get to the top, you're about to plunge down. You have the extreme stomach drop.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, it's coming, but you get that feeling of being terrified and scared, and then all of a sudden, once it happens, like, oh, I can't go back now. So yeah, pretty cool, right? And congratulations on your Allison. Right.
Thank you.
Trying to make sure I say it just right. Let me see here real quick. Okay. If you wanted to drop that, now then.
Well, you said when we have darkness, Let me read this.
Okay. Well, I'll look at it next week.
Okay. Let's see if it fits the prompt. If not, we can read it Tuesday.
Okay. So then how about we go, he wrote the same quote. How about we go to the gold winner from the contest?
Sure.
Okay. I'll let you read.
I think he's probably not calling. He never. Oh, Randy's at home.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well then.
Hello, Brandy.
Hello. Hey, darling. Thought I'd call before I start cooking.
Sounds good. How's it going?
Well, I'm doing a Sunday dinner this weekend.
Ah.
So, yeah, I'm pulling out all the stops. Yeah.
That always sounds
so come on down and get a plate.
Okay. I'm there.
I got potato salad, deviled eggs, bacon macaroni and cheese.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I know.
I might need some gas money, though.
Some pot roast, baked chicken, fried fish.
Oh, wow.
String beans, turnip greens, homemade biscuits.
Oh, man. I just ate a third of a pizza and you're still making me hungry.
Honey, I'm making candy yams too. But yeah, I just come see what's up.
Cool. Glad you called. Yeah, we're right.
Yeah.
We had a contest writing the quotes from the Harry Potter series. We got some pretty good poems from it.
I never did was one for Harry Potter.
No?
I don't know one for Harry Potter. I don't know why. I just never liked them. To each their own.
Yeah, well, I actually only saw the first 2 movies, and then I never watched any since. So.
Well, because of our son. Yeah. And then even when we stopped watching it together as a family, he still would watch them on his own.
Ah.
They were pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, the ones we saw were pretty good. But
oh, yeah.
The quotes that we found are just phenomenal. That's just...
Well, yeah, they do. They speak to life as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where are we going?
Yeah, okay.
My house.
Okay, so you keep doing that to me. Okay.
I'm sorry I had to do that.
I guess if you want, I can read that.
You want to read that one?
Yeah. You're not sure the name for me, though.
I will try to say this person's name. This poem is by Saurabh Rezada. I think I did it.
You had it. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, and what quote did he wrote to? Okay, yeah, he also wrote to the quote, "You think the dead we loved ever truly leave us." And this is called, "I am leaving my body." And it goes, "Amidst the wheels of all I love, I lie stretched in peace and white. I'm relinquishing my body and leaving it for good tonight. A long scar on my forearm and round one on the left knee, souvenirs of the life I lived, etched snapshots of my history. I bid adieu with empty hands, embarking on final journey. No riches and no material wealth, no gold, no gems, no jewelry. We are mere visitors here, sailing in boats of families. All have to say farewell one day, a fact engraved in our destinies. Cry not for me, my loving friends, don't lament, don't grieve for me. Though I am leaving my body tonight, I'll live on in your memories." End poem.
Yeah, I thought this was beautiful. Shedding our mortal vessels and moving on to a better place, and we do mourn the loved ones who have left us, but they live on in our memories, like we were discussing a little bit ago. They're always with us, and I'm not sure if Sky's
Yeah,
okay. Sky's here.
Hello.
Hello.
Long time no see.
Stranger.
I know. I'm sorry. And I'm really here.
terrible. I've been having a busy life.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole 34 years.
How was the Christmas concert?
Oh wait, I don't think I'm 34 yet. I think no, I'm still 33. I don't know how old I am.
Okay.
Lucky. I turned 39 in 3.5 weeks.
Oh, the concert was great. Thank you for asking. It was wonderful. That's what you asked, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was good. They sang some Nightmare Before Christmas. It was good. Other stuff too, but yeah, that was the best part though.
Oh.
They never did that when Chance was in school. That would have been cool.
Yeah. I remember the Christmas concerts, holiday concerts.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah. Yeah, because I always remember the one where we got home and the power went out, and our one dog always freaked out when the power was out, and she destroyed the kitchen because the power went out.
Oh, yeah. She couldn't help it.
Oh boy. This begging the question. Everybody got snow or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've had snow for a long time.
We got a lot
We're
of
nowhere
snow.
near it. We just been getting rain and wet weather, cold wet weather.
We got a lot of snow.
Time to move south.
All right,
Yeah,
take a
it
minute.
is.
All we got was an inch of rain yesterday.
All right, Team Hufflepuff has entered the building.
Hufflepuff.
Wow, that's really big. I didn't want that big.
On the board?
I'm not even going there.
It's me,
Cool.
Team Hufflepuff. I got my Hufflepuff scarf on. Blue said she's going to steal it, along with my mug. But Blue has a full body Hogwarts body pillow that I want. So I have 2 mugs. Maybe I can trade.
There you go.
There you go.
Did you, by any chance, hear that poem, Sky, that I just read?
I did. I have to go back to it though now. Can you give me 1 minute? Can you comment first? I gotta warm up.
Well, you did, but Kate can comment, right?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I thought this was an excellent write because the Jeff Graham wrote to this quote too about do the dead really leave us? But this one was a personified one. He wrote about himself leaving his body, and that it's going to be okay, and expressing about a life that was lived. It has its own scars, but also etched as well in other people's memories. I thought it was a wonderful read.
Indeed. And Brandy, did you want to make a comment?
I didn't even catch it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. And Sapphire, did you want to make a comment?
I think my favorite part was cry not for me, my loving friends, don't lament, don't grieve for me. It makes me think of when my mom passed away. She had this one show she always watched, and they were like, if you don't cry for me when I'm gone. I don't remember the exact quote, but don't cry for me when I'm gone. Remember me with joy and such, but we used that something similar to that on her funeral program, and that's in one of my Bibles in the other room. But like, if you can't remember me with joy and laughter, then don't remember me at all, is what the saying is. Something like that.
Yeah.
Don't remember them with tears. Remember them with joy. So.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Yes, Sky, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you. I thought this was a great piece. I really liked the quote. I like how they turned it, and I must say the ending was also my favorite part. The "Don't grieve for me." You know, I think that we have something very special as writers and as poets, because I think any artist really has that after they die, they can leave something, and I feel that way about. I have my grandmother's poetry books, and my aunt just recently passed away a couple months ago, and I have all her poetry books. They're all in their own handwriting, and it's something that that they live on in, and so for me, writers have something special, and that means something special to them. So in that last stanza where it says, "I'll live on in your memories," that does happen in memories, but it does also happen in the written word for poets. So I really liked that they put this in there. And I really, really loved the "I bid adieu with empty hands, embarking a final journey, no riches and no material wealth, no gold, no gems, no jewelry," because we don't take anything with us. And sometimes I think many people are cluttered with all the material things that they can have in life. And I think sometimes we just have to reflect on, we don't take those things with us, but we do leave people with the memory of us. So really we should focus on those memories and those relationships and the time with loved ones. And that is the message that I see in this piece. So really, really well done.
Let me ask you something. I got a question. Was your grandmother like the true matriarch of the family?
Well, she died when I was young, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
She died
I'm
when I
not
was
going to go
really
no
young.
further than that because I know the trouble I'm going to get myself into. I'm not trying to be funny, but this is dead serious.
Okay.
Okay, we have another caller on the line, and I believe it's Blue.
Hello?
Yeah, fine.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Blue.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys.
I dragged Blue here. Blue and I are major Harry Potter fans, so I'm like, Blue, do you know what the subject is today? She's like, no, I'm like Harry Potter.
I think they got that from the scarf and the pillow and the cups and the dishes and the everything.
Maybe.
Maybe.
At least you didn't hear me almost stumble at the beginning of the show, though, and say something else.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've been getting tongue-tied this week.
Well, I heard. Tongue-tied this week. Oh, yeah, you heard me say, I almost said Harry Potty.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Please clean it.
Terrible.
I've made many, many, many mistakes, verbally, written. I once said, on a group page, where, I was gonna say we're kicking butt, but instead I switched the K with an L. Yeah. And it was really bad.
Oh.
What?
It was terrible. And it wasn't an easy fix because it was like in the main forums, so it was terrible. It was
even worse. Wow.
So don't feel bad, Steve.
Well, unfortunately, I can't stick around for long, guys. I gotta cook and get up in the morning. Laundry day is in the morning, so.
Yeah. I still have to do mine.
Are you taking off now, Brandy? Did you want to make any announcements?
In 2 weeks on the 21st, I got a romance seduction contest going. No entries yet. I got several the Poet Within series going on. Hey, Jane Kenyon is the top one that everybody's biting on, fighting over. I got one of Bella's favorite people's. It's like 4 contests I got going right now. And speaking of love and all that stuff, I will be publishing probably my 3rd ebook around Valentine's Day.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I haven't come up with a title yet, though.
So very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It'll take me forever to get it together, but, it is what it is. That's what poetry is all about.
Yes, it is.
All right, children. This old hag got to go.
Have a good night, Brandy.
Have a good night, Brandy.
You too. Y'all take care.
You too.
Bye, Brandy.
All right. Where did you want to go, hon?
Yeah, I will have you read the Brahms, if you like.
The Brahms? Sure.
Yeah. Wrap it up now.
You probably ought to think of sending something to Sky.
Yes.
So she can practice.
You're not supposed to say that on air.
Sorry.
That's all right. I'm just kidding. That's good. I'll check my mail so I can read something in practice.
All right. This one is from AP. Yeah, it's kind of good to practice, or else, because you can actually screw up your own poem too if you don't.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Very easy to get tongue-tied.
Yeah. All right. This is called "I Will Stand," and it's by AP Haikusor. I will stand to remain true to my soul today, that would not die to the trials nor taunts of life, whereupon I simply stood strong. Staring at my foe rather than vanquish them, I reach out and offer a hand as a mark of comradeship.
There you go.
I'm stumbling again.
Yeah.
There was no greater honor where one would seek the concessions, starved to the quitting of the norm, to the attraction of the fearless, the minimizing to the fall and shine, that one would locate in this endless realm today, that one would seek the moment of the capture today, where I seek the hour of guidance, and that of the truths I would sweep all today away without a pang of regret, where there would be no moment of pleasing than that of the world of the total absolutes we would stand with honor. End poem. And I thought this was actually very powerful. If one is true to oneself, one would have very few regrets. Unfortunately, today's world doesn't really always let you be true to yourself. And it's unfortunate. But also he did write for the quote number 8, I am what I am, and I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
What did you think, hon?
Well, Bella's right, centered on that too. And technically, that is a nice mindset to have, because if you can't stand tall and you can't stand on your own, then the littlest things, they will break a person, especially a person's actions and words. So you definitely gotta know how to embrace who you are and not let others try to define who you are, and just be who you are meant to be.
Agreed. Let's get a comment from Blue.
Well, yeah, I really like this one. I agree with you guys that it's kind of saying, I like that beginning, I will stand to remain true to my soul today. I think everyone needs to remember that sometimes. It's not always easy to just stand up and be yourself and stay strong, but I think it's it's beautiful written and a good thing to remind people that this is what you should do. You're worth it. kind of thing. I'm having issues with words today.
You're fine. I have issues with words every day.
Yeah. What did you think, Sapphire?
I like the part of the that I would not die to the trials and taunts of life, whereupon I simply stood strong, staring at my foe, rather than vanquish them. That was my favorite part right there.
Yeah, I agree. That was a really cool part. Instead of vanquishing them, reach out and offer a hand. That's difficult to do a lot, and it's been proven to us. What did you think, Sky?
I thought this was great. I really liked. I liked the points that everybody was talking about being yourself and that. But the part that I really liked the most was the part where I stood strong, staring at my foe. Rather than vanquish them, I reach out and offer them a hand as a mark of camaraderie. I really liked that because, I'm a true believer in together we are stronger, and sometimes there are bridges we need to cross with compromise, and sometimes you have to kill people with kindness. But I liked how he put that in there. He wrote coming at peace with your foe and standing together more strong and united, rather than keep tearing each other down. Find a common ground where you can build up together. And I really, really liked that part and that message, and how it's followed by a greater honor. Because I think if you do everything in life and you can have honor in everything that you do, and you're not ashamed, I think it shows what kind of person you are, and what not only what your beliefs are and what's important to you, but people see that, and people see that honor in you, and they are attracted to it. So you inevitably attract good people. So I really liked that part. Great piece. And comments.
Well, I'm okay.
I've had my coffee today. I had a lot of coffee today.
So did I say it?
No, they. I will say that I do agree with what Guy said. Sometimes killing a person with kindness you need to do.
Yes.
Even if it's hard, you should do it. And when that doesn't work, then you have to walk away.
Indeed. We've seen that many times.
Well, with some family members, we've practiced that, the kindness aspect. But there's only so many times that, you can use a person and hurt them. And before, it gets kind of difficult to kill with kindness, especially when folks is beyond the law.
Yeah.
So there's a balance. There is.
Yes, there is.
But it was a great ride because we all should try to understand everybody and where they're coming from. But sometimes it's hard because, as I always say, the human condition always will make it hard. And a lot of people will not admit that, but that's true.
Yes, indeed. Excellent comments as always.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going? You're the driver.
I am, I suppose.
I thought you do all the driving.
He does.
In the car, but not on Blog Talk. He's the driver on Blog Talk.
We share the job there.
I do the behind-the-scenes stuff. You do the stuff they're all in air.
Well, yeah. I do stuff behind the scenes, too. I create the links and delete stuff from the studio. And
I find the music and find the pictures.
You do. So we definitely both work. Okay. You want to read something?
You going to read that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have done the tags for Harry Potter. That would have been really exciting. I've been really, MIA. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I understand. You've been busy at work.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it. I would have loved doing that, man. I've been so MIA. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. I understand. With work and stuff, and the holidays too.
Yeah.
A lot of people are busy right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but you really, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, Sky, but I just got to say.
But you're going to do it, aren't you?
I just got to say, you missed a really good one last night with all the Christmas monsters everybody wrote about. It was so fun.
I know. I'll have to go back and listen.
Yeah, you should, because there's some really good stuff in there.
I do love that genre. I absolutely love that genre. I have a piece that's not Christmas related, but it's like a vodnik, and I absolutely love that genre. I'm gonna have to go listen to it.
Yeah, I think you'll have fun listening to it too.
Yeah.
Lots of smiles, lots of fun. All right. Go ahead and read. You pronounce his name the best.
Yeah. Well, this is by Iqbal Osman, and he wrote to the quote, "Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living, and above all else, who live without love." And this is called "Living Without Love." An empty canvas bereft of color, no cherished hues painting a full and complete life. God emptiness beyond measure, masked by veneers of God composure. In pretense and delusion to perfection, yet as a workaholic running from his own insane emptiness. Unable to love or even be loved, mankind stands on the foundation of humility, kindness, and understanding. A strike in silence, an expectation of mere words not spoken, and magical tones of agility. The effort of body language speaks volumes. Yet this falls on the deaf ears and a closed heart, bereft of any compassion but blown emptiness. Agonizing and hopeless as a dead sea. End poem.
End poem. Yes, I thought this was a powerful write. One who keeps the walls up and the heart closed is destined to a lonely life. It takes inner strength and sometimes help from someone special to break those walls down and open up the heart. So this really, really spoke to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
So, yeah, this was an excellent write. Your turn.
Well, when he goes in the first stanza about the workaholic, it made me think of your one co-worker. Because we've known a few friends who were extreme workaholics where it's like they were married to their work and their personal life. It was like their last priority in their life. And because of that, things in their life suffered, too, because they chose work first and foremost. So definitely, if one adheres to that mentality, you will end up eventually living a life of solitude because you need to let other factors in. You can't always be working all the time. What are you doing?
That's it.
What are you doing?
Keep going.
Stop it. But I do like the second stanza because it is very true as well. Because if anybody has read his writing, he always has a lot of wisdom that he packs in his writes too, about how one should embrace one another and be kind to one another and just love everybody around you and just find the beauty in the simple and don't take life too seriously. Because you really should, because, for the workaholic friends we've had in our lives, the happiness they had in their life was very slim because they chose work instead. So I guess if that makes them happy at the time, that's great, but it's not really going to give you everything you need at the time either.
Yeah. I know a few guys I used to work with that were like that.
Yeah. Married to their job.
Yep. Let's get a comment from Sky.
We're talking about workaholics. Let's get a comment from Sky.
I need that too.
We're talking for workaholics.
I actually used to be worse. 75, 80 hours, over 100 hours every week instead of just, I don't do that every week anymore. But to go along with his poem, when I back in 2017, I had a breakup, and it was a difficult one, and I pretty much just that year I made 25,000 over what I was supposed to make in overtime. That's how much overtime I worked. And so I can definitely see where he says running from his own insane emptiness. I can see that. I can see that part, and I can see that part where I, in that year had turned to work as kind of a salvation to replace that emptiness. So I can see it as a blessing and a curse if you don't know how to balance it eventually. And I think eventually, I know I do have my crazy times and my crazy months and my crazy weeks, but I think balance is ultimately key. But sometimes you do delve into different things to be able to cope as a coping mechanism. But I don't think that could last forever. And when it does last forever, when you put everything secondary, you do miss out on a lot. So I can definitely see that in this piece, in that that first stanza. And then I really liked the second one with the mankind stands on the foundation of humility, kindness, and understanding, and striking a silence. And when Blue and I were talking about, we were going to be late, and we were thinking about doing a collab, but we didn't want to be too late. So, the first thing I said was we should do a Hufflepuff collab. And, and the first thing she said was that we need to write about kindness. So I like that in this piece. Not only did he wrap in that quote, but he also wraps in a bit of a Hufflepuff theme here with the kindness and humility and understanding, because they definitely do have the heart of that. So really well done. And comment.
And comment, yes.
And comment.
And Blue, what did you think?
Yeah, no, I think the only thing he left out of what we were talking about was the Hogwarts kitchen. As far as Hufflepuff goes. But yeah, no, I agree with the whole workaholic thing. Of course, first thing I think about is Sky. But I don't really, I can't really relate to that because I've never had
no
a
thanks.
full-time job, so I've never really been in that. But I don't think it's always a choice either, because my mum is a proper workaholic. She works like a week straight sometimes, just like have to go on holidays and stuff with the people she works with. But I think sometimes they just phone her because no one else can. There are certain things no one else can do, so it's not always a choice. But you're a workaholic. Sometimes it's just you're too good at your job, and you get indispensable, which is weird. But I think he speaks to that really well. Yeah. Well, I like that line in the second stanza. The effort of body language speaks volumes. I think that was a really good line in there.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
He's very talented. That's for sure. I've always enjoyed reading his stuff.
Me too.
Sapphire, do you want to make a comment?
Well, with the part about the workaholic and the emptiness, I can relate because my son, who, even though he's in education as a main job, he's got 6 other jobs just to try to make ends meet and cover his budget and bills, and no free time for any fun time or anything. And then the part about where is it? The effort on body language speaks volumes, yet falls on deaf ears and closed hearts. Makes me think of the old saying, in one ear and out the other.
Oh, yeah. definitely in your youth, you had those moments of having to work extra jobs too.
Yeah, at one time I was working 3 different jobs, and it kind of run me down after a while. And
Yeah.
I said, okay, how about just one?
Yeah.
And it's only been one since.
Well, sometimes when you have kids, you kind of have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
So. For sure.
So I worked with a guy who used to do 6 12-hour days, and even on the day he's supposed to take off, he would show up for like 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah. He didn't know how to be away from work.
And he was salary, so he wasn't getting overtime for it. He was still getting his regular pay, but he still just came in.
And micromanaged.
Yep. He was a hell of a nice guy, but
yeah.
Jeez, Bob,
well,
go home.
There's one lady at where Nick goes to dialysis at. This one lady said her husband, who would, whenever he got like say a 2-week vacation, instead of taking the 2-week vacation, he went to work somewhere else during that 2-week vacation.
Wow. Actually, that's kind of funny because that's the only time Bob would not come into work is when he was on vacation. And each vacation he would paint half his house. Every year. He'd paint the front half on one vacation, the next year he'd paint the other half. The next year, the front half again. He just kept painting his house. I think his walls got thick, really, really thick over the years because of the layers of paint. Where are we going?
I was wondering if Sky could read this. This is very fast brevity. It's like a haiku.
Want to read, Sky?
Oh, you didn't give me that early. Yeah, I'll read.
No, I did. But it's like a haiku.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I love just.
It's easy.
I'm just kidding. Without, I can't even read now. Oh, I love you, Kay. Okay. Without Love by Joseph Moon. I loved and I was loved. I felt the sun from both sides. Without love, every day is winter. And poem. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
What did you think?
But beautiful. But beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. And I say this a lot, but I don't know if I say it a lot, but I think I've said it before, that when you follow a writer, you get the opportunity to see things that they write in a different way and make some kind of different connections. And I think that's one of the greatest things about having favorite writers, and it's no different from having a favorite classical writer where you know what they tend to do and what they tend to talk about. But on here, when you follow and have favorite writers, you get to see the layers that are kind of behind the brevity. And not that it's not beautiful and whole in itself, but you get an extra layer of understanding. And, from this, I see his wife, and his wife had died. So I see the love. And I was loved, felt the sun from both sides. Without love, every day is winter. So having that layer of background and history and foundation that I know of Joseph, to me, I know what he's speaking of. And I just think it was beautifully, beautifully said. And, yes, sad, but beautiful, a beautiful kind of sad, because he did have that love, and he did feel that sun. And then, again, with a turn of winter. Really, really well done, Joseph. And
yeah,
comment.
Okay, I was waiting. I agree. I thought that, when I first read this, I'm trying to see, because it's been a while. I read this was 9 months ago.
Yeah.
He I don't know if he linked this to me or if he read it, if he was reading the show, but it just made me think of, Kay and I often talk about how we've had our ups and downs. So I've experienced the sun and the winter myself, not to the extreme that Joseph has, but I've been there in a way, and now I'm back in the sun, and this is where I'm going to stay because I fixed what was wrong, I think. So Yeah, this is very powerful for such a brevity in untraditional haiku, as Joseph would say. Yeah, well done. What did you think, hon?
Yeah, I think this speaks beautifully because it speaks to the same quote that Iqbal wrote to. Without love, every day be in winter. Because I know Joseph, when he does write, he speaks in those metaphorical poems to begin with about love lost and how it's the winter of his heart and how the seasons have passed and the rose is wilted. He always brings such beautiful aspects to the fact that he's talking about his heartache, because it is true. Without love, it kind of is being winter every day. You know, it's cold, it's empty, it's kind of still on the inside, wishing for springtime of the heart to be back alive again. Because with Joseph's rights in the past, he's also talked about the more happier moments about his life too, about having spring in the heart and love and happiness and looking back on the fond memories too. This is a wonderful right all around. It definitely speaks of love and how it's very important to have in life.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to translate what Sky wrote on the board.
Yeah.
I think she found what she was looking for, even though she didn't realize that was what she was looking for. How's that sound?
No. I found what I was looking for,
all.
but then found something else. Yeah, and then I'm going to use that something else. So, yeah. You gotta brush up on your Sky speak.
Makes perfect sense.
All right, Blue. Did you want to comment on Joseph's untraditional haiku?
Yeah, I don't really. I think it's a really beautiful, simply put poem, but it has it's very sweet and sort of tender depth to it, and a bit of sad ending. I don't know. I think it's very impressive how he can just put so much emotion into 3 lines. Yeah, it's really beautiful. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. To be able to sum up so much in so short a time is just amazing. Anybody who can do that. Yeah. Sapphire, what did you think?
Well, it kind of goes along with what I said earlier about, when my mom passed away. I found that poem that I told you about, and it fits perfectly. Would I be allowed to read it?
Yeah.
And then you can see the answer. The poem that we put on her program was called To Those I Love and Those Who Love Me. When I am gone, release me, let me go. I have so many things to see and do. You mustn't tie yourself to me with tears. Be thankful for our many beautiful years. I gave to you my love. You can only guess how much you gave to me in happiness. I thank you for the love you have shown, but now it's time I traveled on alone. So grieve a while for me, if grieve you must. Then let your grief be comforted by trust. It's only for a time that we must part, so bless the memories within your heart. I won't be far away, for life goes on, so if you need me, call and I will come. Though you can't see or touch me, I'll be near. And if you listen with your heart, you'll hear all my love around you, soft and clear. And then, when you must come this way alone, I'll greet you with a smile and say, welcome home.
Wow.
Says it all.
Yeah, it does. Was there? Did you write that, or was there an author?
It was, I don't know where my sister and niece found it for when they did the program. I wasn't able to be there when they did the program because when my mom passed away, we had to wait for the police officers because someone stole the wheel and lug nuts and everything off our car.
Oh.
We didn't even get to make it to the hospice in time to see her before she passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely really goes to that quote too. Yeah. Yeah.
And see, the cover of the program we had is Cardinals.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
And she had passed away in July, of 2003.
Yeah. I didn't start believing in cardinals until after your father passed.
Yeah.
Because I started seeing them often, and I was wondering, why else am I seeing cardinals? But I decided to just look it up, see what the meaning is. Because the funny thing is, this summer, a dragonfly meeting too. I said a lot of dragonflies crossed my path this summer. So I'm a big believer in signs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dragonflies, cardinals, and something else.
Yeah.
I definitely know cardinals are big.
Oh, and feather.
Yeah.
Something about a white feather.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of signs around. We just have to stop and look for them.
Yep. All right. Where shall we go from here?
Oh, well, I was going to drop the Bible.
Forward.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't practiced. I haven't practiced this, and I haven't read it in a while, so you guys gonna have to bear with me.
Okay.
So I thought this would fit because it talked about death and it has a couple messages in it, and it probably was strongly influenced by the story and the Deathly Hallows about the three. Does anybody remember the three brothers? And one and they came upon death and they needed to get across the bridge, and they could ask for one thing, and one asked for a cloak and of invisibility, and one asked for the wands, and then one asked for, Blue, help me. Oh, the time, the spinner, the spinner of time. So I always loved that story, and I tend to love stories like that. Yeah. The what?
Stone.
Oh yeah, the stone. That's it. The stone of time. Yeah, so you could turn back the Death Stone or whatever. So this was, so I thought this might be relatable because I kind of went towards that. It's just a little bit of a story, but I'm echoing. All right, Death is Certain by Sky Darkhope. When in passing a cottage on narrow paths, Death had stopped and asked for a bit of water. The great man, afraid of darkness, denied Death. He approached earth. He uprooted earth and casted stones. Death continued searching and stopping at a maiden's door, remembering the frightened man. He told her no harm would come to her. He simply needed to heal cracked lips and dry tongue. The maiden refused Death and sent him away. She locked her doors and turned down lights. She, too, was afraid. Death walked slowly, stumbling on rooted paths. He came upon a well in the darkest of wood, only to find that far below the ground lay dry. Death wept, back against the brick mantle. But then the sky cracked and thunder rumbled, and as the sky mirrored his tears, it began to rain. Death held out his hands like a beggar neath stars, but Death had not a cup nor flask to hold the water. And there, on sorrow's edge, he saw a small figure. It inched towards him with tentative armor. Death's words had now dried in throat's desert, but the boy understood. The boy pulled a carved wooden cup from bundles and let the rain fill it to the brim. and gave it to Death. By the time the rain had stopped, Death was content. His clothes, saturated, hung low to the ground, but even though he felt nourished, he was bitter. He thanked the boy and promised he would live long. Then Death traveled back to the path in which he came. He visited the maiden and the gray-haired man, and despite their repentance, he claimed their lives. For no matter how much you fear death is certain. So be wise, live generously, as if death were a friend. And poem, story.
Wow.
Poem story.
Wow. That's really cool. That's
an
really
old one. It's like 10 years old, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 10 years old or
So
something.
that's just wow, that is really profound. I love the story that you put to make that to give that message at the end. That's just awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I don't know what else to say. This is awesome. And don't delete it.
Well, I'm commenting now, so if it's deleted later, it won't matter.
What do you think, hon?
Oh, I definitely thought this was an excellent write. The storytelling behind it, you gave its own life to it, to words. But I love the closing. Be wise and live generously as if death were a friend. Because, it's very true in so many different ways. A lot of people say that you never know what tomorrow holds. Live for the day. Choose wisely because you never know. This is an amazing write today.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Sapphire, what do you think?
It is definitely a profound write. That's the best I can do right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Blue, what did you think?
Yeah, I love that idea of Death needing to look for water and having cracked lips and dry tongue and all that. But, we think of Death as needing someone, being someone who needs to drink or anything. But I see what you mean. It does fit in with that story, because, like at the end, that be wise and live generously as if Death were a friend. That fits in with the brother that gets the cloak, because I'm pretty sure the story ends with them saying like
he greets him as a friend.
Yeah, they greet exactly. So yeah, that fits really well. Really great.
Thank you.
Little story. I like it.
Thank you. I'll send you guys some rainbow pictures. They really do follow me.
I'm pretty sure they also say claimed. Pretty sure they claimed their lives in the story. I'm pretty sure they claimed their lives as his own in the story.
Yeah, they all it all unraveled and they all because they tried to cheat death, but in the end they couldn't. Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's a great take on that.
After his ashes, we all fell down.
Yeah.
But it made me think of a quote that I cannot remember where I heard it, but I just remember it was in a movie, and the guy says, some people say that time is a predator that's always hunting us, but I prefer to see time as a friend reminding us to live life to the fullest. I can't remember where it's from, but I always thought that was a pretty cool quote.
Yeah, I say so.
Star Trek Generations.
You know what? I bet you. Yeah, that was it.
How about that?
I'd be damned. How could I not remember that?
The fact that you can know that. How about that?
It was Picard that said that, wasn't it?
I can't even handle you people. I'm going to send you guys rainbows.
Okay.
They stalk me. They're everywhere.
Well, at least they're nice stalkers.
Yeah, they're colorful.
Where did you want to go, hon?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Do you want me to grab the
Sure.
I'll let you read it.
All right.
Okay. And
Since I read this one earlier, this poem is really
here we go.
interesting and in your face. It's from M.W. Steigers. I hope I pronounced his name right. And it's called Black and White for You. It is my observation, most are thinking they believe in very gray world. Black and white says 66 is speeding, like a challenge. You have 65 a world. Do you waste water? Do you let it run? Do you think someone else ought to be the conserving one? Did you need that snack? How overweight are you? Does sugar make you fat? What would a diabetic do? You like number playing? Cross the line and you're bad. Next time you're drinking, let's count the drinks you've had. Do you need a gun? Must it have a big clip for a thrill? Does your neighbor have one? Would a person you would kill? Black and white is easy, but you have an explanation. It may be a little sleazy, but you are the exception. And he said that was going towards the I am what I am and I'm not ashamed quote.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought this one, like I said, was really kind of in your face. I like that. I think everyone has their reasons for being who they are. Black and white, the world is not. Shades of gray are all that I see, and that came from Billy Joel's song. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. What do you think, man? Okay. What did you think? Spin in the bottle, Sapphire. Can we lose Sapphire?
No, she said. Maybe she has to play.
Okay. Blue, what did you think?
Well, I can't really quote an exact line because my freaking computer is not loading the page. So it sounded really good. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just not loading.
All right. Sky, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a great piece. I liked the idea of the gray, black and white, and a gray world, because I don't think anything is black and white. So I like how he goes through that. He goes through with the questions, and I always think when you ask questions in poetry that it kind of brings the reader in a different kind of way, and it makes them pause and think about the question and how it relates to them, and even what their answer might be. So I always like how it can make poetry almost interactive with the speaker and with the reader. So I enjoyed that piece of it. And then, he goes back down to black and white is easy, but you have an explanation. It may be a little sleazy, but you are the exception. I just like the idea of the black and white. And looking at things, it's easy to be very, I think it's very easy to be one-sided, to be all or nothing. It takes a little bit more effort to find a common ground and find the gray and find where all those exceptions are, because they are there in everything. So I liked how he presented that. So well done. And comment.
Wow. And comment, yeah. I'm looking at the rainbow. Is that your car?
No, it's somebody else's car. Those are two different days. You could see, because one day it was raining and one day it wasn't. It was two different cars, and I just get out of my car and there's a rainbow. But I have even more. I literally, they follow me. I don't understand it.
Wow.
So.
That's really cool. I've never seen anything like that before.
I don't know. Yeah, I had one on my doorstep. I literally came home, and it was on and I live in an apartment, so I was in the building, and I guess the window just caught it just right, and it was right next to my door on the wall, and I'm like, someone left a rainbow at my doorstep. It's weird. I'll find that one. It's just weird, yeah.
Very, very cool.
It's supposed to be good luck or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can look kind of later.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, with the right itself, I would have to agree with what Sky said too, because actually, in a world where people see black and white, it's very easy to not see the middle, because everybody has their own views on how they see things, and they will never match what one person sees and how one person sees it as well. I thought this was a pretty cool way that he brought it forth, because I like to think if one has an open mind, they'll see in between it all and see the middle of what lies in between of what's right and what's wrong, instead of just looking at one side only.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought this was pretty great what he brought.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is that right?
Yeah, let me get to the easy page here. And I will have you read the gold winner.
All right. The gold winner from our quote contest I will read, because apparently he's not going to be able to call in.
And
hopefully my tongue untwists.
untwisty.
This is by Papa Terminus, and it's called Mad Eyes Last Night. And he wrote it vignette style. 1. O night, open your shroud, engulf our sight and umbrella, covering our heads from the rain, flowing like a poetic stanza, hide these eyes from deep pain, as adventure beckons forth. 2. Hidden beyond a curtain of darkness, the moon will be our guide. Brooms dip and dive, hiding the child who had survived, into the mouth of midnight. As we rise, the moon shall be our guide. 3. As the temptress opens her arms, we shall glide over the evergreens, acting like masters of disguise, as we soar above into the oceans, with great sorrow, the last flight of Mad Eye. End poem. And I thought this was awesome. The imagery and the words that he used, it was almost like a pep talk. I told him in my comment, this made me want to jump up off the couch and run out into the night yelling, "Here I come." I thought this was excellent, right? What did you think, hon?
Well, I would have to agree. I thought this was excellent, right? Because did you read his AN, what he wrote? You should read that.
He chose the final heroic speech of Mad Eye Moody in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah. He definitely wrote to that very well. It was a very passionate write, but it also spoke us to adventure and to live in. He wrote and he owned it with the quote that he chose and to the speech that he chose to write to as well. This is just truly amazing, Randy.
Yeah, I agree, and I bet Sky and Blue are both foaming at the mouth waiting to comment on this one. So, who should
I don't know if we foam.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're terrible.
I am. I like to play. Sapphire, did you want to comment on this poem?
Well, considering I've never written a vignette, I'm going to be writing one soon. It's beautifully done. I think my favorite is probably the second stanza, though.
Cool. All right, and go ahead, Sky.
Yeah, so reading this right, I really wanted to write character. I need to get my character rights up and going with some of these characters, because I wanted to write one, but I wouldn't have made the show. I didn't have time, but I really liked the character that he picked. It is, I would say he's one of my favorites, but it's like one of those things where everyone's one of my favorites every time they show up. I'm like, oh, he's one of my favorites. Oh, that's yours, one of my favorites. That's one of my, it's really hard for me to decide. But he's such a great character, and that speech, the hidden beyond a curtain of darkness, the moon will be our guide, rooms dip and dive, hiding the child who had survived. with the mouth of midnight as we rise, the moon shall be our guide. I liked that piece because I think it describes it well in poetic form. The scene that he's talking about, when they all drink the polyjuice and they all turn into to Harry Potter to divert the attentions into trick so that they can get him into safety. So I really, really liked that piece, and I liked how he took the storyline and a character and he built it into a poem, a little bit of flash fiction of us, and then we can remember the scene, and those of us that enjoy the scene, but in a new and inventive way. So really well done. And comments.
All right, and Blue.
And comments.
Yeah. Oh God, I think Sky always just says pretty much exactly what I'm thinking, but she says it so much better. But yeah, that bit with hiding the child who survived, that definitely made me just picture when everyone's just turning into Harry, and Mad Eye's like, some of us might die, but we'll carry on. He's just such a straightforward character. It's brilliant. I love how he just captured all of that. What made it really, really poetically and beautifully. I love it.
You're right. He is a very straightforward character. It's rather fun to be able to say what's on your mind.
We might die. Yeah, we might die. Whatever. Make sure Harry lives. Okay.
All right. Excellent comments, everybody. And where are we going, hon?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm going to drop this one in. And I'll read this one. And then you'll read Keep Hearing next. And then I will read the one that I said to her.
Oh, Blue said she would read one.
Oh, well then Blue can read this one.
Okay.
Save my voice.
And that was the rainbow at my doorstep. That was the one that was on my doorstep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, Blue, would you like to read for Lily the writer?
Sure. Something new that I've never read before. Okay. And it's called Apologize. I am what I am, and I'm not ashamed. J.K. Rowling. I will not apologize for speaking my mind. I will not apologize for standing to the side. I will not apologize for upsetting you. I will not apologize for not agreeing with your views. For this is a time of a generation anew, where children are encouraged to do as they do, where they can be free and independent and not needing you. Not needing constant approval because they already know they are enough. Not wanting to be normal because they understand that they have all the right stuff. This is a time where little girls can be little and free, yet taught they can be anything they want to be. This is a time where children won't be judged if they choose boys or girl or any other love. So no, I'm not sorry for my disgrace. I'm not sorry for the disgust I see on your face. I will not apologize for wanting to be free. I will not apologize for wanting to be me.
Well read. And because you read it, you get to make the first comment.
Yeah, I really liked it. I love that. Just straightforward. I'm not apologizing for any of this. I'm being me. You can go screw yourself. Yeah, I love that attitude. Yeah, I can't write that attitude at all. So I love it when other people do, and I can just go, hell yeah. Not like that, but I like it. But yeah, it was really beautiful. It was all really well put, and yeah, awesome. Right.
Yeah, cool. I agree.
I will not apologize.
Yeah, I like that too. That's what really stood out to me, and I think one should never have to apologize for what they believe in. Stand tall and true to yourself. Those who do not accept this aren't worth your time. At least, that's my opinion, and apparently hers too. Yeah, I thought this was an excellent write. And she was an HM? Yes. did you think, hon?
Well, I definitely I have to agree with the keep saying I will not apologize, because that's a very tricky thing when it comes to dealing with family and friends. Sometimes speaking your mind and standing up for yourself. A lot of the times, depend on the person, depend on the situation, you'll find yourself standing alone. So you better know how to stand alone and stand tall and stand proud when people let you down. That's how I see it. Because I've had to learn how to stand alone on my own often, where I perfected it, and I expect it most times from people in my life, so it doesn't bother me when it happens anymore. I love this trait because, she definitely speaks from her heart about being independent and just basically just leading yourself. Don't rely on others and just know how to find your voice. Embrace who you are. Don't apologize for it.
And that's why you weren't answering your text when I
Okay, well, it's a comment.
Yeah, okay. Sky, what did you think?
I like this one, and by like this one, I mean I love this one. I liked the message that it put in. I liked the and I agree with everything that you guys had said, but there was pieces in here that I'm sure that I loved, and one, it was this is a time where little girls can be a little free, and and when you look back at the history of women and women's suffrage, and you look through all the things that they had to do and to struggle to get us to this point where girls aren't in a box. They're not. It's not. Here's your pretty little chair. Sit down and have some duct tape over your mouth. Here's and they and with history. And I don't mean to gender profile, but a lot of it, even the toys. Many of the boy toys are more mechanical. And then you give the girl toy something pretty, and I think we're getting out of those gender roles, those defined gender roles where women used to say, okay, well, you're going to grow up and go to finishing school so you can be a good wife and a good mother, and have the husband go for the job, where women have much more opportunity now. And so I liked that line and what it means to women, but I also really loved the line, the part where and I thought it spoke a lot to me, with this is the time where children won't be judged if they choose boys or girls or any other love. And to me, she's talking about gay rights and about how you love who you love and it's okay, and how it's becoming less of a where you say, so no, I'm not sorry for my disgrace or the disgust I see on your face. I think there was a lot more of that. I mean, it's still there, but I think that we're in a time where it's becoming, there's a lot more understanding in that aspect, and there's a lot less judgment, and children are learning younger they could be who they are in gender and who they choose to love, and there isn't so much backlash against it. I mean, there still is, but nowhere near as much as there was in the past. So I love how I love how she writes, and she makes those points, how this is a new generation and we should cultivate that and continue that onto the future, and to take out that pretext and that judgment. So I really, really enjoyed this one with all its messages.
Yes.
And comments.
Yes, I agree too. I saw the gay rights in there too, and I like that too. That this is a really powerful piece with a lot of messages in it.
That's true.
Yeah,
a
really.
Women's voice has been silenced for a long time throughout history.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Sapphire, did you want to make a comment on that poem? She's still with us?
Oh no, she is. She's probably on a voice with you.
Right. Yeah, I know. She's got her husband to take care of. Okay. We'll move on to the
I want to
next
eat a
poem,
rainbow, just saying.
Rainbow trout, it's delicious.
Yeah, how does one make a rainbow?
Didn't I tell you? I told you. Didn't I tell you guys what my goddaughter said about rainbows?
What did you say?
How on Halloween she was a unicorn. And she was like, we need to fly. And I'm like, no, we can't fly. We have to take the car to go trick-or-treating. She goes, well, unicorns fly. And I'm like, well, we can't. So we have to take the car. And then she's like, well, see, unicorns fart out rainbows, and that's how they fly.
Yeah. I remember you saying that, yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know how to argue with that.
I don't want to eat a unicorn.
No, that's a very interesting imagery. What the hell's that smell? That's a unicorn.
You can't help what the 4-year-old said. I don't even know how to argue with that. I just like, get in the car. We're going.
All right, we have 2 poems left to read. I am going to read for T. Perry, and then Sky is going to close us out with the poem that she's been practicing. So this is by T. Perry 898, and it's called The Poison of Love. Each murmur and whisper is stealing my voice, while guilt and regret have now stolen my choice. This welcoming blanket or scream of despair is begging attention, with secrets to share. In sepia pictures, nostalgia will sing. From love and devotion, eternity springs. This harvest of dreams may imprison us all. Blind emperors sleep as their empires fall. The burden of heartache and fragments of grief are legends and stories that hide underneath. Each shadow and ghost, the small walk-on part, is talking to me from the depths of my heart. Come sleepy down sunset and take me once more. Please show me the loved ones I need and adore. I'll dance with abandon in heaven above, and once more be free of the poison of love. End poem. Yeah, that one is just awesome. And he wrote to, he took the quote out, but it's the one about it does not to dream and not live or something like that.
The folder. So
he took it out of his hands, but I remember that's what it was.
It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.
Yeah, that's what he wrote too. And I thought that this was perfect for it. Dreaming and dwelling on the past can hinder forward movement. Live for the day. Remember past mistakes as we learn from them. But to hold on too tightly will keep you stuck within them. And I thought this was amazing. And the rhythm, the flow, the rhyme, wow. Just blew me away.
Yeah.
What do you think, hon?
Well, yeah, what he wrote in his and, definitely also speaks true to the right. Loss and regret still claw at him from the sidelines, says determined to move forward inch by inch. The right itself expresses that very well because it's the title, The Poison of Love, that is definitely a play on words as to how love can have its thorns as well. Love, it has so many dimensions to it. When it's good, but it can also have, the thorns will cut you and make you bleed, and it will definitely alter how you see things about love itself and how you are with letting other people in at times. But the quote that he did write to, it is very true about needing to learn how to live and don't focus too much on the past, because sometimes it's something a lot of us are guilty of, and it's hard not to at times. Sometimes the mind will just travel, and then all of a sudden you're going backwards, and you're thinking too much of something that is not going to be productive and it's not going to help you, but you just can't help it, and then it just kind of ruins the day. But if you stay stuck in that mindset, then you won't be able to move forward. And that's the key. Despite whatever hurt is within us, some things are not able to be let go of that easily. That's a given. But if we could try to move forward despite what we have on the inside, that will help us more than we realize, because then we'll start to live again. And we'll start to find happiness in dribs and drabs.
End comment?
End comment.
All right. Oh, okay. Well, good night, Blue. And
yes, she got
Sapphire.
She got dropped by accident.
Oh, well, Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But she can listen to the rest if she like. We're almost done anyway.
Yeah.
Sapphire, are you able to comment on that last poem?
I'm back. Yeah, it reminds me of the Poison song, Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it kind of reminds me of, like, well, the example I could give would be like the how my younger sister went through with her first husband with the line right, let's see where he blamed her for things, guilt and regret have now stolen my choice. This welcoming black blanket of scream of despair. And then, because his actions afterwards is what caused them to get a divorce and everything, so, and then he eventually committed suicide, so.
Hey. Wow.
Well, he OD'd on drugs, and after she found out that he ended up giving some to their teenage daughter, so he committed suicide on the teenage daughter's birthday, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Wow. Sky, what did you think?
Yeah, I really liked this one. I liked the, the whole piece was well done, but I really liked this part. The burden of heartache and fragments of grief are legends and stories that hide underneath. Each shadow and ghost with a small walk-on part is taking me from the depths of my heart. That stanza, the way that it was written, the language, the emotion, it just resonates with you. I really, and the rhyme was just absolutely gorgeous, the way that he clipped, or she, I'm not sure, the way they clipped the lines. Yeah, the way they clipped the lines of that was just absolutely stunning. And then to go down to the come sleepy down sunset, and take me once more. And it's such an odd way to phrase that. But when I say odd, I mean brilliant, because I like when people phrase things in a different way, where you kind of have to double take it, and you're kind of like, what did they just say there? They rearrange the words in a different kind of way, where it makes your brain just kind of double take that, and you're like, wow, that was brilliant how they were able to be unique and creative with that. So I really, really loved those lines. I loved the quote that he went off of, the lost and regret still claws at me. And I can definitely see how that just resonates deeply as, I'm sorry, is it, who else is on the line? I don't think I know.
Sapphire Star?
I know them. Sapphire Star, okay. So I can see, nice to meet you, Sapphire Star. I don't think we know each other. But I can definitely see how it resonated with her in such a deep way, because the lines, they do cut deep in their message. So really well done.
Yeah.
And that was the end. And comment, yeah.
Yeah. I am a smart aleck. It's my trademark.
I guess so.
All right. You ready to read, Sky?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You do. I it might be just because we have a lot in common. So I'm like, ooh. So, Tyrant by Almost Actually. I picture a tyrant at the top of a pyramid, standing room 1, I picture a tyrant in a dark suit, barricaded behind weapons and words. I picture a tyrant sleeping with one eye open because he painted a target on his back with blood. I picture a tyrant hitting harder every time because he can't give them time to stand. I picture a tyrant with no more ground to gain, running on a treadmill on the back of those below him. I picture a tyrant and hope I never meet him, but I wonder how he pictures me. End poem.
Excellent read. And guess what? Because you read it, you get to comment first.
Oh, yes. I liked this one. I liked this one a lot. I liked how we, so for me, I don't always like when people repeat lines. I'm not a huge fan of that. But there are some exceptions that when it's done and it's done well, it really gives to the piece. And this is one of these times where I think that having that repetition of the tyrant, because it's almost building. And, and as I read, I tried to build it even more with the lines, because you kind of feel that build, that I picture a tyrant, and then by the end you're like, I picture a tyrant, and then at the end you kind of lull back down with it, but I wonder how he pictures me. I liked the message in it. I liked the painted a target on his back, because I think the people that cast stones the most are the most targeted, definitely, because nobody's perfect, and when you're targeting other people, people are looking at you and your flaws and saying, okay, well, you're pointing out my one flaw, but look at your many flaws. And so I definitely think that's true to the message. I thought that because they can't give them time to stand, when you're hitting someone so hard and they can't even get up and they're just sitting on the ground, and that's not, this is that's emotional abuse. I could see this as more metaphorically, rather than, you're not physically hitting them, but you might as well be through words or through mental abuse. So I can definitely see that there. And I like the treadmill idea. I just like that, running on a treadmill. That was very, very creative. But I like the most the last line, I think, because it's easy to look onto others and to see what you don't like and to see what their faults. But this person in the same breath has said, I'm either going to take a look at myself and make sure I am not one of those people. I wonder how he sees me. I'm either going to look at myself. I'm not just going to look outward. So I'm not going to be hypocritical. And that's what I've seen in this. So really well done. And comment.
Yes. Very deep comment, too. Before we go to get any more comments, let's say hello to Sweet Pea.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Did you hear the poem that Sky read?
I did.
Hi, Sweet Pea.
Hello, Sky. Our second encounter of the day.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. They're all melding together.
I never forget a moment with you.
Oh, I don't. I forgot that was today.
Oh, okay. Good cover up there.
That's really what I meant.
No, I really like this. I believe tyrants are bigger bullies and afraid of those who oppose them. They fear courage above all. And I really felt that here. I love the metaphoric journey throughout the piece. I also love the treadmill on the backs of those below him. He painted the target. That tyrant is always sleeping with one eye open because he's just waiting for someone with courage to go, hey, wait a minute, we can defeat you. So it's really amazing. I really liked it.
Yeah, definitely agree with
comment.
that too. End comment, right? And Sapphire, can you make a comment?
Just I lost my charger. I agree with Sky, but I also like the first stanza about the top of the pyramid because he thinks he's superior looking down on us on the standing room 1 part. And then the other part, again, the treadmill part and the painted target. I've had the painted target. I've had the welt on the back, so I know what that's like. And the last stanza really hits home. Emotionally, of knowledge of past experiences, so that's my comment.
Yeah. All right. Yes, excellent comment. It's always, I guess it's always good when the poem can touch us personally, because it makes it mean more. But yeah, I agree. I think what I saw is somebody who abuses their power, and like 3P said, sleeping with the one eye open, definitely, because they do paint the target on the back themselves, because causing hurt and pain to those that you command only brings hate and resentment.
Well, like even just emotional hurt. I mean, when I was in high school, I actually had an English teacher during class tell me she didn't like me because I didn't get grades like my older sister, who was salutatorian of her class. She said I couldn't write poetry and I would never amount to anything.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
And let's see, what is it? Just in the last 2 months, I've gotten 4 gold, 5 silver, 4 or 5 bronze.
You have that teacher's phone number?
Yeah.
1-800 heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's now in heaven though. So.
Are you sure she's in heaven?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
But if you I have a poem called Sweet Revenge that tells about it.
Oh, we'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Well, my sweet revenge was, instead of taking any actual revenge on her, I took my art drawing pencil and would write all my assignments in the tiniest handwriting I was able to do. And the AP font, the smallest AP font is 8, and I was writing smaller than that. She had to use a magnifying glass on top of her bifocals in order to read my handwriting.
Beautiful.
Yeah. What did you think of the poem, hon?
I can definitely relate because I agree with what Sapphire said. Because I've had to deal with my own tyrants, and they were in the form of blood. And I know that for some of them, it was fear, insecurities, and then when you deal with abuse, it's because they have their own issues that they cannot address, so they inflict them upon others. And for the one, as I always said, because I honestly feel it's true, the fact that I'm on this earth breathing, that's the problem. She would be happier if I wasn't. I know that. So when you deal with certain people that, they hate you to every fiber of their being, you have to learn to let that go. Because some people, they will just bark, and there's nothing you can do about it. They just move forward. because I definitely have had my tyrants. And they almost destroyed me, so I had to learn to not give into it anymore.
Yeah.
This was an excellent right.
Yeah. Hey, Sweet Pea, did you bring something?
I did. I even put it in your room.
Oh.
But I know nothing of Harry Potter. I will tell you this.
Blasphemy.
It is blasphemy, but I do not
Sweet
know
Pea,
anything of
you
Harry
and I
Potter.
are going to have to spend many, many, many hours together so I can teach you all about Harry Potter.
I also know nothing of The Princess Bride.
But you're going to learn about it on the show.
I
know a lot.
I feel that.
Yeah, I know a lot about the Princess Bride.
I've seen the movie, but I've never read the books. How's that?
That's something.
Okay.
That's something.
My sons are cult.
That's why the quotes here, that's why I like, the shows
Bride.
here, whereas with Stephen K, even, and I did that too, whereas you could write to the quotes and it doesn't necessarily have to be about Harry Potter. It could be just about a quote from Harry Potter, and I think that's a brilliant way to do the show so that people who don't know can still participate.
Right. She's saying people like you, Sweet Pea.
Yeah, I know what she's saying. Old and decrepit people like me.
Yeah. I just want hours of Sweet Pea time so I can teach her things. I just want the hours of time. It's a ploy. It's a trick, really, to get one-on-one time with Sweet Pea.
Okay, so I actually feel that my poem that I wrote about a couple weeks ago, maybe, or a couple days ago, fits your quote number 1. Numbing the pain for a while will make it worse when you finally feel it.
Oh, there it is. No, wait. Could you drop it, Sweet Pea? Because we don't see it.
I certainly can. I hope I put it in the right room. It's floating out there somewhere. Yeah. Good God. Somebody's like, who the hell put this in our room? Okay. Let me go. Okay. Here we go. Pride holds no hand. All right. Smiles and lies kiss cheeks as an evil blackness bulges from inside the shattered moments of a child's eyes. Sweet slices of pie cut by last year's knives, pulled out of flesh of backs to collect and apologize and shine next year's pointy supply. Games are played and sins reclaimed from years of past regrets. Forgiveness protest, polished silver lay in rotting velvet case, unhappily giving thankless and shrewd falling. In love with love is written in exotic tongues of sorrowful songs, making loneliness feel better than truth. I'll stay warm in my cage as you plead love on a bed of cold black roses, and happiness escapes, and pride holds no hands upon death. End poem.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I remember this one. Yeah. And I thought that this was powerful. The imagery is amazing, and the message I get is never put off to tomorrow what you can do today, especially when it comes to family. This is very, very well written, Sweet Pea.
Thank you.
What do you think, hon?
Oh, yeah, I would have to agree. This is an amazing write because, as I always say, tomorrow's never promised. We never know what tomorrow holds. So if we have that opportunity to let people back in, to forgive, to love, and to just take each day as it comes, and that's a beautiful gift to give to ourselves and to give to others as well. This is amazing, right, Sweetie?
Thank you.
Sky, what did you think?
Well, sometimes it's hard to focus on the words when she's reading. I get caught up in her voice and her theatrical reading voice. I love it. But I was just talking about the dungeon in the basement, and then you come out with, "I'll stay warm in my cage as you plead love on a bed of cold black roses of happiness." I really loved that part, and not just because you mentioned cages. I love the whole idea of it and the metaphor of it. Yeah. And I also really loved the sweet slices of pie cut by last year knives, pulled out of the flesh of backs to collect and apologize and shine next year's prior pointy supply. So I may be reading this completely wrong, but to me, the personification of sweet sliced pie is more of a play on metaphor of the speaker and maybe a wrong that was done to them. And I see that with the flesh of backs to collect, and they apologize, and how sometimes there's you have to forgive and sometimes you have to forget. And then games are played, sins reclaimed from years past, regrets, forgiveness, protests. It seems like there's a struggle going on with something that might have happened, and trying to figure out whether to forgive or to move on. So that I see a much deeper meaning than what is on the surface, and I might be wrong, and I may be reading too far into it, but I really enjoyed this one. Sweet.
Thank you. It was actually written for a very, very complicated ex-boyfriend who happened to pass away. However, the ex-boyfriend is the brother of my current sister-in-law. So it was a relationship that lasted long into the years because she's been married to my brother for almost 30 years. His sister has been married to my brother for almost 30 years. So it's it's been a very unique relationship. So he's been around or in my life forever.
Wow.
So we were very close for many years, and the fact that he passed away was really shocking because not only is he an ex-boyfriend of mine, but he's also been a very good friend of mine.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sapphire, did you want to comment on Sweet Pea's poem? I heard you say wow.
That's about the best I can do. I mean, it's each line is like got quite the imagery that paints quite the canvas. I can't touch on one specific area, so you did a wonderful job. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
And Sapphire, Kay's going to drop that poem about the English teacher in the room if you want to read it to us.
Yeah.
The what?
Then we will close.
The poem that you dropped about the English teacher, Revenge on the English Teacher, did you want to read that to us?
Let me get to the thing.
Oh, no, my phone started to act up. Oh, there it is.
Sweet revenge on an English teacher. Working on English classroom spelling drills as teacher handing out checked papers, I'm told, I don't like you because you don't make grades like your older sister Jerry. You can't write poetry, and you won't ever amount to naught. Reverie emanated. Can't argue with elders. I'd receive school detention. I'll just do my classwork dutifully, following classwork instructions with a twist of confectionery vindication. Precisely, all homework, scribes, with art drawing pencil, written remarkably blanched and minuscule script. Her necessity to employ a magnifying glass with her bifocals to read my microscopic penmanship for the following 3 weeks. No more antagonism emanated from Mrs. Young.
Yeah.
And that script cool. Is bigger than I was handwriting.
Wow. That's really cool. This is fun. Sweet, sweet revenge, huh? I bet she had to take some Tylenol after reading your stuff. This is great. What'd you think, man?
Oh, yeah. I thought this was fun. The fine print is very tiny. Yeah. Even I had to squint at my lappy to make sure I could read it. This is sweet revenge. It's a nice write.
Sweet, I have cataract.
Oh, yeah.
So small print with cataract.
Sweet Pea, what did you think?
I think it's a well-deserved punishment for anyone that dashes the hopes of a child. Period.
Yeah. And Sky, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a great piece. I think teachers can make or break children, and I was lucky to have great teachers that influenced me, and that actually lifted me up from where I was, which wasn't a very good place growing up, and this shows that it can even be turned into the opposite way, and can tear you down. And make you have very bad memories, or like me, it made me eventually go to college for teaching. So to influence those the way I was influenced, and it's sad to know, but it's true that there are some teachers that just should not be speaking to children because they're so impressionable. It reminded me of a story, but very, very different. I had a teacher. My sister and I both had the same teacher, but nowhere near downgrading me. And she had said, your sister is so talkative, and she has a very opposite personality than I am. She's so outgoing, and I would always have to try to settle her down. And she goes, and you're my little introvert who won't say one word in the back of the room, with a book, and we were so different, and she loved that diversity, and that didn't bother me that she said that, but if a teacher had ever told me this, I would have been broken. I think I would have been really, really upset. So I like how you turned it around, and you didn't become the victim, and you got revenge. So really well done.
Thank you.
All right. Did you want to do acknowledgments?
Yeah, because that was the last one, so we're ready to close up for the night. So I want to give acknowledgments. I wanted to say for everybody who called in tonight, Sapphire, Star, Sky, Brandy, Blue, and Sweet Pea, thank you for calling in. And then, of course, the right thread tonight from Sapphire, Sky, Sweet, Bella, Jaskaran, Surba, Ravida.
Sounds good.
Okay. AP Hakasor, Iqbal Osman, Joseph Moon, M.W. Steigers, Papatronimus, Lily the Writer, T. Perry, and Almost Actually.
And me.
L and you, Stephen 76. Although, should I give you credit for being a smart aleck that you were?
Nah, I guess not.
Did you want to say what tomorrow's about?
Tomorrow is just going to be a little bit of fun. We're going to pay homage to the old Rankin Bass Christmas specials, like Rudolph and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and my favorite, The Year Without a Santa Claus, because that has Heat Miser and Snow Miser in it. I love those guys.
Oh, yes. See, this is what I'm talking about.
My mom loved Be Alive.
I just want to sing, put one foot in front. Oh, yeah, I love the Heat Miser.
Oh,
I know all the words.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Sun. Don't let me sing on air. Cut me off, somebody. Quick.
I'm Mr. 101. They call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch.
Melts in my clutch.
Yeah, I like the Snow Miser better because he looked like Danny Kaye.
Yeah, he did.
I like the Winter Warlock. I really loved the Winter Warlock. The 1 foot in front of the other song was like my favorite one. Yes.
Yeah.
And the Island of Misfit Toys. I just love it all. It's really hard for me to pick favorites. I'm really bad at picking. Like I'm like, oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, I don't know what that is. I'm very easily excitable, I guess.
That's all right.
When my mom was alive, she always loved the Snowman narrator because it was Burl Ives.
Burl Ives, yeah. Yep.
Oh, Burl Ives. He said, wait. He sings the that song.
Silver and Gold.
The one with the crocodile. No, yes, and I'm talking about a different song. He sings that. Yeah, he sings a song about a crocodile, about somebody marrying a mouse, about marrying a mouse.
Huh. I'm not sure I know that one. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link.
My favorite line in the Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he talks about the blizzard. It hit. I love it when he says that.
I never knew that was Burl Ives. I never knew that was Burl Ives.
Yep, it is.
Huh. Interesting.
Pretty cool.
Things you don't know.
Yeah.
Something new every day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Saturday's show will be Romance Under the Mistletoe and Synergy of Love.
Yeah.
And then we go to next Tuesday.
Well, first off, tomorrow our show time is 8 o'clock because of your work schedule.
Right, because of my work schedule, it's 8 p.m. tomorrow.
And Saturday is 7.
Saturday is 7.
Yeah.
Yes, and then next Tuesday, back to the Dark Show, The Mortuary of Shadows. We are going to focus on 2 very dark Christmas movies, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Black Christmas. The original one from the 70s, please, not this one that I have advertising lately that doesn't even look interesting to me. Yes, and next week on Poetic Inklings, we are going to be focusing on quotes from Charles Dickens' masterpiece, A Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what, you want me to go to the next Thursday? We're going to focus on the classics, the classic Christmas songs that Elvis Presley sang, Dean Martin, Bing Crosby. Anybody else?
Well, we'll figure it
out.
So
no, I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
No, I'm sorry, that's a bit too new.
No, it's not too new.
And no, Mr. Can I buy these shoes? I don't want that one. I want happy Christmas songs, not songs that make me want to break down and cry. Mr. Can I buy these shoes?
I know.
Leave that one alone. It's a pretty song, but Jesus, just please, the Christmas season can be sad already. Let's not bring us down any further.
Do you want Sky to tell us about your show?
Yes, Sky, your show on Saturday. Tell us about it, please.
Yeah, so it's at 9, right after yours. So we'll hop right on over. I'll be in Pennsylvania. Hopefully my computer will work because I had to change it around. But it's The Princess Bride, and the contest is still open. It has 4 spots, I think. And you could write about quotes. It's quotes from The Princess Bride, from the book and the movie, and they were handpicked by me. And it doesn't have to be about the movie or the book. It just has to be about the quote. You can go wherever you want, but also that you could write about different characters. There's lots of different prompts in the contest, or you could just write. And during the show, we'll be going over the differences, how the movie deviated from the book, and there'll be some fun questions. There will be true or false, so you have a 50-50 chance of winning some points. that I will give to you after the show. Yeah, and it's
Cool.
true or false. So, I mean, you got 50-50, so it's not so bad.
I know the Princess Bride pretty well.
Oh, good. See? And you guys can win some points. So,
cool.
And it's just The Princess Bride. So, book
Excellent.
versus movie and how it was different. And if you know the differences, you'll get more points. So everyone who doesn't know the movie, go to YouTube and type in the differences and brush up on it before the show.
All right.
I tried. Years ago, I did try. It was Old English. I couldn't understand how the book was reading, so I gave up on it pretty quickly.
Well, no, I didn't do the Morgenstein one. I didn't do the Morgenstein one. I did the newer one that's like I didn't do the Morgenstein one.
Oh, okay.
I just did.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never read that. I'm not that deep in. Did you read the Morgenstein one, Stephen?
No, actually, I'm going to have to confess that's one book I have yet to read, so I won't know the differences.
Yeah. I know the movie a lot, though.
Yes, I've seen the
there
movie
was
like
an abbreviated
150,000 times.
Yeah, there's an abbreviated one. So the Morgenstein one is the one that's the Old English, and that's really, really kind of long and difficult. And then there's the newer one, by William Goldman. And he does like an abbreviated version of it.
Okay. I will look into that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, then I guess we're ready to say good night. Yep. Yeah. You're welcome. Of course.
Yeah. Now we're ready to close out
with our music from Public Domain. How's that sound?
Yeah.
No copyright, no worries.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we ready to close out?
Yep, hit it.
All right, I'll hit it. No, good night.
Good night. that's the show.
Yeah, and then for all of our listeners, we'll see you tomorrow. And anybody wants to participate, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. And I see Sapphire still here, so we'll say good night.
Good night, Sapphire.
Good night, Sapphire. Thank you for calling.
Have a good night.
Yep. Okie doke.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.